Yo, it's the Land Bass Assassin. What's up? What's happening? And we are just out here cruising on a bug scattered lake. There's a whole bunch of little water dancing bugs. I don't know what they're called, but they are water dancing bugs to me. That's what I see. So let's see about scoring a couple fish here and there real quick, since it's supposed to rain today. Yo, what up, Creel? It's supposed to be windy also, or a little windier, but I don't see it. That's why I came over here, because we're supposed to have like a southeast wind. But maybe that was out in Guntersville. Tater, what's happening? Now, we showed up here and limited our tackle to 3 rods. That's how confident we are here, bro. 3 rods. We got a shaky head. We got a Kitech swim bait, and that's it. Nothing more than that. Oh yeah, forgot. That's not 3. I forgot this potential setup for a morning hog catcher, drop shot. We do have a rod that we could potentially set up a drop shot on, but we haven't just yet. What the heck is Creel laughing about? What are you laughing about, Creel? Now, hopefully we get some kind of that's weird. An air bubble got trapped on my What up, Jay? What's happening? All right, 40 feet of water. We're just gonna calmly come over here, pick one off. I don't know if I wanna cruise around the bend over there. And maybe not so calmly, because we bird's nest somewhere behind us. Now, where did we get stuck in? The same freaking thing? What in the heck? This is the second time, bros, that I've hooked into. What the heck is going on here? I've hooked into the frickin' I've hooked into the, there's a little rag behind me, so that you could know that I'm in tow of something that's going to extend past my truck bed. That's dumb. Well, whatever. Now that I've hooked the back of the kayak real nice, and we've taken it out, now let's try this all over again. I don't know how the heck I hooked that thing. Okay, 20 feet. We're throwing a Kitech on a 3/16 ounce VMC hybrid swim bait jig head. And we're slowly rolling a Kitech down there. What up, Unlimited? I don't know why this bait seems to be the one that gets stuck on that rag back there. Somebody bite me and I didn't know? All right, they seem to be wanting to be in the jump right here. So what's up, everybody? What the heck? You hit a deer with your car, bro? Well, I'm assuming you're okay, Moon. Because you are still in the chat. So you're alive, so that's good. Old school, what's happening? So, hold on, Moon. You said you were in a kayak. Was your kayak on top of your car? On a trailer? What happened to your kayak? Ah, okay. The story then makes sense again, bro. Did you stick them on the back of a convertible like Tommy Boy? Fat guy in a little yak. That's what I feel like right now, guys. Fat guy in a little yak. But it's not a little yak, and I'm not as fat as I used to be. So there are some liberties being taken. Yo, Moon, that kind of sounds like me when I got hit by a car, bro. Now, I didn't walk away, but I was just a young buck, bro. I figured eventually I would get up and walk away, but instead someone carried me away. Let's switch over to shaky head. Wait a second. I don't know how to count. I have 4 rods. I told you guys I had 3 rods. But apparently I got 4 rods. So I guess I inadvertently lied to you guys. I have 4 rods, not 3 rods. Oops. But Moon, your car seems to be working. That's good. Question, was your dog with you? What speed were we going here, dog? I assume if your dog was with you, she's all right. Which seems to be like if she was with you, it seems to be a crazy week for her. Now keep in mind, all my days are running together. Morning, Fred. What's happening over there on the other side of the world? You know what's happening on this side of the world. Not much changes. Yes, Fred, I did catch 2 bass actually yesterday. None of them impressive, but 2. One of the tiniest ones, I saw them kind of boiling or in the jump or whatever, basically chasing bait fish. So I tossed to it, caught one little dude, and then later on a shaky head, I caught another fish. It is true. I didn't know how many I caught, bro. I thought I only caught 1 because we were like in the fog of war. I was like, dude, what the heck is up with this lake? And it was just whooping my butt. So I didn't even remember the second fish that I caught. I just thought, oh, I only caught one. It was crazy like that. Yo, Josh, we're still waiting on Silver to get fixed, bro. And not fixed like Moon's dog, but fixed like a switch, a trim switch to be fixed. And we're assuming that's the problem. I don't know for a fact. It could be some other electrical stupidity, but we assume that it's a trim switch that's the issue. All right, there is a wall of bait underneath me. Oh, they are being attacked over there. Okay, so Moon's dog wasn't with him. So that's good. She was just chilling somewhere. We were going to go to Guntersville today, but it said that it was going to be somewhat windy, which this does not look windy at all. But, of course, we're not on Guntersville right now. Maybe tomorrow we'll hit up Guntersville. There's also supposed to be some potential storms coming in around 10-ish here. Right now the bait looks like it's in 16 feet of water, so I'm gonna have to get down to 16 feet. The bait ball. Yeah, bro. I don't know. I saw it on the app. It said it was going to be about like 7 miles an hour and then gusts of 12, maybe 10 to 12. And I was like, I don't know about that. Oh, we got some action over here. I doubt I'll be able to get there in time. All right, so now there's definitely bait underneath me. What lake am I at? Currently, I am at Koma. There's a school of fish in about, well, this looks like 30 feet of water. No singing this morning, Krill. Apparently. Let me get this all the way down to 30 feet. Apparently I'm not singing this morning. It's Monday, dog. Nobody wants to sing on a Monday. Lake Koma. Lake Koma. Well, who would do this to such a beautiful bait? Dead Rabbit, what's up, dog? Not exactly sure about what he's talking about, but your story. I'm gonna get these rods in the lower position. All right, baby, one time, let's get a fish and let's get the show on the road, bro. I don't mean like leave. I just mean get a fish so that we can focus on the chat. What up, Colin? I slow roll it back to me. There's a drop right there that I hope these fools will then see my bait go over that drop and be like, oh, yoinks. Bro, there is no wind. I believe that I was fib 2. Is fib 2? I mean, live 2 is acceptable. Is fib 2 acceptable? Okay, it's hit the ground. We're in 36 feet of water. There is a lot of bait here. I'll let them drop back down. He apparently has found the ledge. See, that right there is very nice of Fred. I know it's not morning where he's at, but yet he still said, "Morning, Colin." He's adapted and adjusted to the fact that Colin is still in the morning time frame. That's a lot of trash, Dead Rabbit. That's how we get down, bro. If we can pick up the trash, we will. Dudes, I didn't even bring my anchor. I took the anchor pole out because I was like, bro, I'm going to Koma. I never anchor up there, so what's the point of having this anchor? So I only have 4 rods, no anchor. This could be a lesson in overconfidence. Apparently, I didn't bring that many rods. Oh, I'm stuck. Well, Fred, I'm not exactly sure what the deal is, bro, but you know, I guess the channel will remain humble, both in its humility and its number of subscribers. So so, you know, we just go with the flow, bro. What was that? See where this journey of life takes us. But I do appreciate those kind words, Fred. Creel doesn't want me to hear them because he wants me to be all like, hey, you suck, dummy. And then I'll be all like, well, right now, I agree with you, Creel. I haven't caught a single fish. We thought we were just going to come in here and pick one off like we just hooked into a little bush. Oh, that was not one of those moments where we spoke it into existence. This was one of those moments where we end up with egg on our face. Sorry about that, Creel, but that is not me who made that saying. But we end up with egg on our face because currently we have a stick. We thought it was a bite, but look at that. Woo-wee. Look at the size of that chicken. Here we go, guys. Look at that. Look at that, bros. This right here is an amazing branch specimen, if I do say so myself. I'm going to release it back into the wild as there is very little structure here. I mean, in this area, there's a lot, but there's very little structure here, so we will release it back into the wild so that it can further its Susie, what's happening, Susie? All right, guys. 0 fish. Kingfisher sighting. We're not bird watchers. He's right there on that lay down. He's just hanging out. We're going back to the shaky head. Again, guys, for some reason, we decided we were so cool that we'd only bring 4 rods. Is he gonna bite us in the butt? Maybe. But hopefully, a fish will bite this worm, butt and all. Every time I pick up the shaky head, then I see him splashing around. Oh, we're gonna get to see the pics at 9 a.m. Okay, I shall alert the moderator. Well, I don't blame you, Susie. Sleeping in is somewhat nice every now and then. But so here's the thing, guys. Speaking of sleeping, now that we are on the sleeping topic here, I've noticed something. So I used to sleep on my stomach. Like, that's just the way I would sleep. So I would sleep on my stomach. But the last few days, I've been sleeping on my back. And that seems to have, like, changed my life. Because I'm sleeping on my back, right? So when I would sleep on my stomach, sometimes I would wake up and, like, my arm would be, like, sore or whatever, like my elbow. And, or it would be asleep or whatever the case is. But I've been sleeping on my back and I've noticed a couple changes. One, I'm starting to sleep like, not that I knowingly had any problem sleeping, right? But Kingfisher just went over there and showed us what's up. Did you guys see him? Let me match the Kingfisher's. I was gonna match his energy. I got a well, I said hopefully something nibbles my butt, and it did, but it didn't take the worm. It only nibbled the butt, not the worm. Uh-oh. It seems like this is our last one. We tried to match the Kingfisher's energy, but we are just, clearly peasant fishermen, not king fishermen. So we are not in the royalty family line of fishermen like that Kingfisher. We are just peasant fishers. I can't believe I missed that fish. Oh well. So back to sleeping. Yeah, bros. I've noticed that and this makes sense, right? Because if I sleep on my stomach, then like I can have a nasal stuffing, like where your nasal passages have a lot of pressure on them or whatever, because whatever your body does, it's just kind of pooling there. So I've noticed that when I wake up, one, I don't have think that was a fish, but I don't have that big of, oh, it's still on there, big of bags under my eyes when I wake up. So I was like, oh, that's weird. It's almost like I'm resting now, or there's not a lot of sinus pressure. And I also noticed that like my body's just, it's ready to go. I wake up and I'm like, let's do it. Dude, I've been waking up before my alarm the last few days when I've been sleeping on my back. So I was like, what is going on? You know, doing a little self-scientific study here to see what the case was. And the case is that when I sleep on my back, I seem to be having better sleep. And one side note that you guys might not care about. All right, guys, it's in the boat. Let's get our hands on it. This right here is the fish that continues our consecutive non-zero streak. Now we are going to need our phone. Thank you, Kingfisher, for showing us how it's done. I mean, not our phone, our Leatherman, to see what exactly is going on here. We believe that we may have... Okay. All right. This is going to be a little bit of a surgery, but not a lot. It's mainly just a hook set that's gone wrong. It's not a... All right, there we go, guys. This little guy, thank the good Lord. Let's get him some water so he can do his thing. This little guy continues our consecutive non-zero streak. That's what's up. So thank the good Lord that we caught that fish. Go ahead, do your thing, homie. So yeah, guys, I don't even know where I was on my sleeping habits. So I end up sleeping on my back, and all of a sudden I even pointed out to the moderator. I was like, yo, moderator, do I have smaller, let's call them eye bags right now? Because dudes, the last few times before I was sleeping on my back, like I was waking up like what seemed like exhausted. I was like, what the heck? How am I? I would get up from my alarm, and then I would just like close my eyes, and I'd be all like, oh man, I'm now 2 hours into another semi nap right here. But when I sleep on my back, not only do I not wake up, but I just sleep and I'm up before my alarm rings, and I'm waiting for it, and I was like, all right, what's going on here? What time is it? Oh, I guess my alarm's going to ring in like 2 minutes. So it's weird. And I only share that with you guys in case you... That's... All right, let me read through here. Susie said, okay. Okay, so dead rabbit. saying shoulder and neck hurts. And Creel says that it'd be better for the moderator when she wants to, I forgot what we called it, when she wants to I forgot what we called that, when she smothered me with a pillow to the brink of death and then she lets me breathe again. Allegedly. I don't remember. But yes, Unlimited, we must now bust out with our jam. I mean, it's Monday, and we said we don't want to sing on Monday, but this is the streak that never ends. It goes on and on, my friends. Some people started watching it 30 times 4 plus some number of double-digit days ago, not knowing what it was. And they'll continue watching it forever just because this is the streak that never ends. It goes on and on, my friends. Some people started watching it not knowing what it was. And they'll continue watching it forever just because this is the streak that never ends. But the song does end, thankfully, guys. So let us continue trying to get more fish. That guy was not an impressive fish. Not impressive at all, but still a fish. So now, in case the storms come through, which they should, in theory, be rolling in at about 10, then we can just bounce. We make do with what we got. Yo, Senor Fishing Not Catching, what's up? I think Fred said, thankfully the song ends. Oh yeah, dog. Everybody's thankful when the song ends. Except there's like little parts of you that are like, oh, sing it, dog. Sing it one time at least. Dead Rabbit has confessed to the fact that he sometimes hears the Rodcast jingles in his head at different times of the day. Moderator, now that I see you are awake. Also, moderator, when I'm sleeping on my back, do you hear me snoring? That was one reason that potentially I would not sleep on my back, because I feel like when I sleep on my back, there's a higher likelihood of me snoring. But I don't know. Because I'm asleep, so I don't really know. Moderator has claimed that I've snored once or twice in my life, and I feel like she's crazy. But either way, moderator, Susie has informed us that at 9 a.m.-ish, around there, that Ben will be showing the pictures of our, we'll call it a lackluster fishing outing, but we still all had a good time. So that's what fishing is about. It's about having a good time out on the water. Yes, we want to catch big fish, but, you know, it's the camaraderie. Hanging out with the homies. Bringing different experiences to different people's lives. You know what I'm saying? That is what fishing is about. And that is what the Rodcast is about. All right, guys. So apparently, I'm not snoring. Oh, I know. She smothered me with love. That's what we were calling it. So if I'm sleeping on my back, then that makes it more advantageous for the moderator to smother me with love. So I'm not sure I'm liking this sleeping on my back setup. I mean, physically, it seems to be helping, but I don't know about this last portion that we uncovered, where the moderator could potentially smother me with love. Yes, moderator, if you could go back to the 1990s in that time machine that we have, get me a VCR so that we can record it on the VCR. That could also be the 80s. Maybe it was the 80s. I don't know. So, now that we're talking about time machines, guys, I'm going to ask you guys a question. So, let's say you were in a time machine, right? And you went back into time. But you went into a time where you, let's just say that you were married or whatever, right? And you went back into time. And then you saw your chick when she was younger. Now, here's the question. Like, say you explain to your chick, yo, I'm a time traveler. What's up? I'm old man me. Now, let's say that you and your chick were in some kind of situation where now you kind of, you're in a, let's say, a romantic setting. And you and your chick, which she's still your chick at that time, I don't know where present you is. Present you is just, I don't know, missing. He's somewhere else. Now, let's say that you and your chick are in a romantic situation there, and things are about to happen. Now, we won't describe any of the things that are going to happen. We will just say that things are about to happen. Now, is that considered cheating? Is it considered cheating for, well, whatever the time frame she was at, like present her or past her, to hook up with future you? Is that considered cheating because it is still you, but from a different time? Can I tape over, or can you tape over my program? And a love pillow. Tape over the wedding. Yes, moderator, tape over the wedding. Do not tape over the Cowboys Super Bowls. If you tape over the Cowboys Super Bowls, we're getting a divorce. But over the wedding, that's okay. So, is that cheating, guys? If there's a time machine, you're a time traveler, you go back. Now, Doppelganger Unlimited says that it is. But again, it's you. It's just you from the future. Because how would present me feel? Well, let's say past me. How would past me feel if, like, older me, like, if like, whatever, let's say the moderator, if the moderator said, oh, yes, I had a romantic outing with future you. And I'd be like, what the future me? That old son of a... And then I'd, like, it would just, I don't know. Maybe there would not be no future me. That's probably that branch again. How did I catch this tree again? This tree has got me 2 times today. It's probably trying to save my life because I'm about to discussed. Man, I've heard of people thinking that they've caught the same fish twice in one day, but the same stick? Oh no, it got away. But the same stick twice in one day, I probably won't be catching that stick again, because that's 40 feet that it's falling into. Yo, old school, be safe on the way to Tennessee. So, well, okay. Doppelganger Unlimited has said that, what about twins? But, okay, bro, but twins are slightly different. This is Time Traveler. This is the exact same dude, but just from a different time and with more wrinkles. So, it is a wrinkle in time and a wrinkle like old man wrinkles. So I would just, like, I don't know, bro. It would be very confusing, because at that point in time, do I leave the moderator because she was romantically involved with future me? Or do I say, I mean, there's multiple reasons that I would leave her. I'd be like, that's like some other person, but it isn't, but it is. And then I'll be all like, ew, you like old dudes. Ew. And I'll be like, get out of here. But it just becomes a question that is hard to answer, because, like, that was you. What the heck? So I don't know, guys. That is a question that when I have, dang, something just blew up over there. A question that when I have nothing on my mind, which is never, but where I've contemplated, I was like, what would I do? Would I say peace out, moderator, and then, because you kind of can't say, well, maybe you can. You kind of can't say peace out, moderator, because then you're going to change the future. Or future me has already changed the future, and I mean, maybe future me is coming back because he's all like, dude, I messed up the time continuum. So what happened was, you see, what happened was that I came back and I should have never made contact with a past moderator, but I did. And then you found out about it, and then you left past moderator because you like, oh guys, that's gross. And then you left her. And so then I was sad as I was older, because I was all like, oh my God, moderator, where have you gone? Oh no. So all that was happening. And so I had to come back into the past, the only place where I knew that the moderator still liked me. So I don't know, bro. It's very complicated. It is a very complicated, not for Monday question. There you go, Unlimited. Now you are fully involved, bro. You are immersed in this question, because this question is a deep question, bro. This question is like, who's right and who's wrong in this question? And it might end up being a hypothetical fight that you might have to have, because you got to understand, as human capabilities advance, you got to be prepared just in case there is a time machine, bro, or some kind of... Because here's another question. Was that future you from this time, from this timeline, or potentially from another timeline, and he somehow messed it up with his moderator, and then he came to your timeline and was all like, oh no, I gotta feel the touch of the moderator one more time. Which timeline can I go to where the moderator is still with this idiot and try and trick her into a romantic relationship, and then it would cause problems for me in this timeline. You see what I'm saying, bro? This is you gotta sit down by yourself and just contemplate what is going on here. How does one react to this? Because you don't know if this was a different timeline, you just taking advantage of Oh, that's weird, bro. All right, so now that Creel put like some kind of weird... I've never even thought about that portion, bros. Thanks a lot, Creel. That sucks. Now this got even more complicated. Do I raise my future present son? What do I do? Do I raise my future present son as a father just saying, okay, yeah, that's my son, but it isn't, but it is? And then I go with, like, do I treat him as all my other kids? Or do I, in the back of my mind, have resentment towards this kid because I'm like, you're not my kid, but are my kid, but ain't? You know what I'm saying, bro? Now that, thanks a lot, Creel. I only had to think about one thing, and now Creel's over here trying to make it seem like, oh, dear God, bro. Yeah, that just now, I don't know, bro. Because, okay, so let's say I bust these two. Here's the thing. Now, I'm not advocating for violence at all, guys. But let's say I bust these two and I'm like the Isley brothers. And I'm there and I'm like, what the heck is going on between the sheets in my home? And then she's all like, but baby, wait, let me explain. And before you start to point your cane. And I say, like, I forgot what the rest of that song was. Oh, there's about to be some shit. And then all of a sudden, I'm going to be talking to myself and be all like, hold on, but wait, my bass. Hit the streets, your bass is grass. And all these other verses that I'm forgetting right now, right? So, of course, I don't advocate for violence, but would I, like, let's say, because not me, but some people are blinded by love rage, right? So then their emotions take over. Let's say I murder myself from the rage of what I just saw, because it's weird. Old me, and like, I'm like, what the heck? One, I gotta think, how is old me here? This is not natural. I think I'm gonna have to put an end to this. And then I'm gonna think, wait a second, what is going on here? And then like if I take old me out, this is about the third time I've been in a tree. If I take old me out, what does that mean for my future? Because I now know how I die. I die at the hands of myself, younger me. This is just getting very complicated, bro. That is correct. They're blind. If the cops show up, I mean, I think they're just gonna leave, bro. The cops are just gonna be all like, was that guy fighting himself? An old version of himself? But then they also might think that was my dad, though. They'll be all like, that dude looked like him, but just old. So what just happened there? And they'll be like, dude, let's get out of here. We don't need to be here. This is getting weird. And then me and old me would be fighting. Now that would be crazy. But we're losing the point of the story here, guys. We're now introducing possible scenarios of what would happen if we were throwing down. But the initial question was, and hopefully Unlimited gets to I don't know what a Commander Riker situation is here, Colin. So I'm hoping that if you continue in this conversation, Colin, you could be speaking English. Because I don't know what you're talking about, dog. So yeah, guys. At that point in time, what is to be done? If I take myself out, so what if future me was all like, you know what? But again, I don't know if he's from my timeline. But what if future me was all like, yo, I messed up with my moderator, so I got to come over here. And if I can't have a moderator, then I'll steal a moment knowing that present me, that guy, he's gangster, bro. So present me might do other timeline me a favor and just take him out the game. Be all like, yo, bro, what's the deal here? But other timeline me should know that I don't hate the player, I hate the game. So I'm not going to be all like, oh, I'm going to have to take this guy out because I don't fight for women, because women have choices. So at that point in time, I'm all like, look, dude, if I ain't got the game to lock her down, then she was never mine to begin with. So whatever, bro. You do your thing and I'm out of here. So that is, the mindset. So would past me do anything other than just be all like, he'd probably just, walk in and be like, well, this is weird. All right, I'm out of here. And then just leave. Said she don't want to talk to me. Something about not being allowed to watch your show when she's not. And that, Unlimited, is why on a Monday we are asking these questions. What? Like, it is very perplexing as to what somebody should or would do. And no one would know until they're in that moment. This is... This is weird. You know what I'm saying? This is very weird. How? But I think Dead Rabbit is correct about not fighting over women. But here's the thing, Dead Rabbit. You're missing the whole point. We're talking about time travel, bro. We're talking about how the heck does one deal with this situation? How does one deal with... I mean, you got to wrap your mind around so many things in that situation. You're all like, what did I just witness? Also, was that me? That's weird. But I look good. I look good. At whatever age that is, I still look good. So, you see what I'm saying, bro? I think in that one situation, I might still be able to give myself props. I was like, dang, bro. I was old and I still was able to land a young moderator. You know what I'm saying? Because, dude, that tells me that I've been aging like fine wine with all humility. So it's a lot of thought processes that are going to go through your head. I mean, some of you guys might just be all like, yo, I'm punching myself in the face as many times as possible, or whatever the case is. But I would just be all like, dude, that was the weirdest thing. Pretty sure that was old me. But, and depending on what point in the future, in the past he went to, I'll be like, that's old me, but old me doesn't have hair. Well, that's gonna suck. But maybe it doesn't, because old me is still all cool. So you see what I'm saying, guys? Well, dudes, so the moderator, the first time she met me, bro, like, she, I think, thought I was a moron. And she was like, ew, get this guy away from me. So, but this is, it's not, it's already like she knows you. You guys are together. So it's not like future me went all the way to the past, and now I gotta convince a moderator who has no ties to me, to even talk to me. Nah, bro. This is a moderator that already, let's just say for intents and purposes, she's already married to me. So, like, she just all probably in shock, and she's like, what the heck? That's future you? Ugh, gross. Or whatever the case may be. And maybe she's so grossed out that she's just in shock, and she's like, how did I make this mistake? And then she just kind of is lost in the shock. I don't know. But that, dude, that's the type of stuff. That's not what sleeping on your back gets you. But, like, I've had that thought in my mind for many moons. Like, just being all like, all right, how the heck would this play out? It is said that some men think about the Roman Empire. I do not. Roman Empire is kind of suspect for me, so I don't really like to think about the Roman Empire. I just kind of like to think about time travel and stupid things like that. you know, in my spare time when I'm not out here, hopefully not catching turtles. I don't know. I'm pretty sure this is a fish, but could also be a turtle. We would never count a turtle out. This is not a big fish, guys, but it is the second fish of the day on a shaky head. I've been throwing this this Kitech, and they are not liking that at the moment, so I switched to a shaky head and managed to get this little dude. And he's unhooked himself, so that was very thoughtful of him. There we go. Just a little fat spotty. That's it. This is not a fish that we are particularly proud of, but I mean, dude, to catch a fish while I'm contemplating future me taking my chick. Well, and this is a time, this is not now time, bro. Because if future me takes my chick, then that guy's like all old and wrinkly, and I mean, at that point in time, I'm gonna be all like, the answer is, moderator, you are sick. Why would you even touch old gross me? That is disgusting. I am hideous. So that would be the case right there. But I'm talking about like if present me went to past, then that would be a different story, because I'm not all old and wrinkly like I would be if I was doing the scenario from this point on. You know what I'm saying? What the? What just happened here, bros? The moderator's trying to distract me from my story, but I'm going to take a look at this. Oh, man. Now that, guys, if that doesn't humble you right there, I never expected to be called any type of royalty. But Alabama royalty, oh man, what an honor. What an honor, guys. We discussed earlier in this Rodcast that I was not going to be royalty like that Kingfisher. But little did we know that we would find out that today we would be dubbed Alabama royalty. Thank the good Lord that we are Alabama royalty. And thank the good Lord for putting people in your path that help you get closer to your goal. Because I tell you guys, one man cannot do this alone. I would never have met Ben without Susie. So Susie, again, thank you. A tip of the hat to Susie, guys. If we could all, in the chat, thank Susie for introducing us to Ben. Yo, bro. Alabama royalty, I will wear that with... Dude, I will wear that with pride. I'm not from this state, but they have welcomed me. That's what's up. Alabama royalty. I'm liking it. I'm digging it. Ah, Susie's famous. Susie was always famous to us, but now Susie is famous. All right, they are destroying some fish over there. So we might move over there and see if we can't pick something off. But guys, we are still trying to comprehend what the moderator put in the chat, because that, guys, that was humbling. Oh, Susie's on to something. We might have to make an Alabama royalty shirt right there. Oh, dude. That was unexpected, guys. We don't wake up every day. You see what happens when you sleep on your back, guys? No, it has nothing to do with sleeping on your back. All I'm saying is, you see what happens when, well, it has nothing to do with sleeping on your back. You wake up in the morning and you're just assuming it's going to be a regular Monday. Then all of a sudden, you become royalty. And I say that in the most humblest way possible, because that I would never have expected to be a label. A label that was bestowed upon me. But I thank the good Lord. Unlimited, did you notice that the hat kind of moved up a little bit because it did get a little tight? I was like, yo, moderator, did this hat shrink a little bit? But hold on, we got to see if Creel saw that. Because if Creel didn't see that, then, well, I don't know. It's going to be kind of weird when I tell him, hey, Creel, did you hear that I'm now part of the royal court? And he'll be like, what are you talking about, dummy? Ah, dudes, you guys are making it to where I can't fish, because this is funny. What do you call it? Oh, imagine, bros. That's a good idea, Colin. A crown to go with the belt. That right there was funny, guys. And again, guys, we say this with all humility. This is just, we like to laugh. And that was unexpected and funny. I thought Creel, when I said, when I read his statement about trying to get someone off the air, I thought he was like, hold on, I'm on the phone. And I thought he was going to tell me that he was on the phone with his moderator trying to discuss what he would do if future Creel tried to travel in time. But no, instead, Creel is trying to, he's just trying to, I don't know, put a damper on the festivities. Creel, let me ask you a question. Now, why exactly, under what justification, are you asking for the removal? I just want to understand it, bro. Just so I can see if you have a leg to stand on or not. Oh, man. Well, I would like to extend a thank you to Ben, Susie, and the anchor lady that was with him during that time, as I do not know who that anchor lady was. So I would like to extend a thank you. Oh, they hit me on the way up. I felt a little bump. I'm thinking maybe these guys are now a little more active, so I can move that minnow through here. Well, I'm not exactly sure about that, but, and as always, guys, the comments in the Rodcast do not always reflect that of the Rodcast or the Latin Bass Assassin himself, because I believe that this lady is perfectly sound of mind. And Creel is the one who might be a little delusional, but I mean, what should we expect? Creel spends the majority of his time fighting off chickens. Chickens that are attacking him every time he goes and tries to confiscate, abduct their children. Oh, and that is much appreciated, Susie. Much appreciated. Let's get back to that minnow. I hear an alarm going off. I hope that alarm is not too... No, it's probably a truck backing up. I hope the alarm is not to a chicken saw somewhere around here. Did the moderator have the VCR running? Oh, bro, don't tell me that the cassette, not the cassette, the videotape had that little tab put to protect, and she couldn't record over it. Moderator, please tell me that that was not the case. That you were able to record it. I kind of feel like, hold on. So I'm trying to see through Creel's eyes. So I kind of feel like Creel is, he's like, hold on a second. Wait a second. This dummy gets to be Alabama royalty, and he's not even from here. I've lived here my whole life. Where's my crown? I think that's where he's coming from right now, guys. He's like, yo, where's my crown? Hello? Hello, can anyone hear me over these chickens? And he's probably yelling at his chickens, hey, dummies, keep it down. I'm trying to see about getting my crown. You know what, Creel? I will get you some crown. And then you, but I don't think that Creel, as far as I know, Creel does not partake in crown or other lubricants. Creel, do you partake in any lubricants? And maybe you don't want to share that information, but do you partake in any lubricants? Oh, okay, well then Creel will never get a crown. At least not that type of crown. Ah, I believe I missed a fish right there. Oh, pues my bad. Did I miss another fish right there? Did I miss another fish right there? I probably don't have a tail. Let's check it out. Oh, I do have a tail. So I just missed 2 fish right there. 3 if you count the one right before that. I don't think that they're going to be giants right here. We are in 7 feet of water, guys. Well, guys, when one character's story has run out, Captain Bizbait, he will no longer be part of the show. But maybe another character has risen in place of Captain Bizbait. There's bait fish all over the place here. There is or there are? There are bait fish. Let's run this bank over here. We're gonna go to this other side. We have 2 fish. That is as many as we caught yesterday. They are not giants. We probably have potentially equal weight. Nah, we probably have a little bit more weight here on this. Did you see that fish just dart after that? Dart after mine, dog. There's one. Got him out the trees. All right, got him out this laydown, but I had to stay up top and out of, looks like a largemouth. We don't want to mess up our Kitech. We only have probably about 4 of these left. And we really don't want to have to go buy some. This is definitely a largemouth. Iwashalo, bros. Just a little largy. Nothing too crazy, but a little largy out of that tree. I saw him come up. I was swimming my Kitech above to where I could see him, and then out of nowhere came that bully. That bully came out of the depths and just bam. Yoink. Yo, what up, Tim? Welcome. Welcome. We still do not have silver, and we have no word as to when silver will return. Now the other day, I was thinking about running the bank like sort of like this, but then I was seeing a whole bunch of like little fish. So it wasn't like they were pushing fry up. It was like a bunch of little fish, kind of, I think, avoiding or trying to avoid being eaten more than anything. So I think they were the ones making all the splashing. And not really bigger fish trying to eat bait fish. But there's no harm in trying. We're already out in the water, so we might as well. Try this out. The only possibility, the only problem. Creel, I believe that is what they call abuse of power. So I don't think I will be calling Freedom, letting them know of my newfound royalty. Ah, so there's one. All right, he was little, but he did hit. Luckily, he left my Kitech intact. Hey, what's up, Mallard? Now we're just over here shaking them off. Well, it shouldn't dry rot, bro, because Hobie Juan lives in my garage. So he's pretty chill in there. Excuse me, ladies, or lady and gentle dude. He's pretty chill in the garage. He's got a pretty chill life. He just hangs out in the garage, out of the sun, out of any potential. All right, ducks. I'm gonna go to that side. So, okay, I'll go this way. And then you guys go that way. Here, I'll take a picture of these ducks for you guys, even though I'm not a bird watcher, and don't let it ever be said that I am. All right, I don't know how well they came out. Well, I can see the chat is having a lot of fun with this new revelation. Oh, man. Yes. Too much fun going on here. I almost feel like with these jokes, I also have to say sometimes the comments in the Rodcast do not reflect that of the Bassassin or the Rodcast. But I will tell you that they are funny. What do we have back here in this cove? Hopefully we don't have blocked signal. And just like that, life has been given to something that just out of nowhere popped up, and here we go. All right, we're not going to go all the way back in there because I don't know how much signal I'll have back there. It's a little dingier in there, but again, guys, we are just throwing a 3/16 ounce VMC swim bait hybrid jig with a Kitech trailer. We do not want to fill this boat up with tackle, because we are trying to make it to where we could get our boat back. You know, vision board type stuff. Yeah, so there's like a lot of brim or crappie right there. Yeah, those look like brim. I'm just cruising. Hey, there goes a bass right behind him. Let's see if he'll... Yeah, so I don't know if you guys can see that, but there's a whole bunch of little, I don't know what they are, brim or something, but there was a bass that was following all those guys. They don't look like, well, there's a bass right there. It's not bait fish. I don't know. It just looks like, I think it's brim. Ah, yes, the General. I have packs of Generals at my house. Chill. I'm using my polarized eagle eyes to see what's going on here. It looks like that ain't bait fish. My bad, bro. My bad. Well, it is a little bit hard for me to show you guys images, but I believe I just received a text message with an image on it. Let's take a look at it, guys. I'm not sure I can show this to you, but I will take a look at it. Seems to be some dude with a freaking crown. I'm throwing along that laydown that I just cruised by. I'm in 7 feet of water right now. There's a little point that comes out here, so I'm gonna kind of back off, probably throw a shaky head to it. See, this is the stuff that that the other lake kind of does not have. At least from my understanding, it does not have it. And my understanding is not always the full understanding. In fact, I believe it to rarely be the full understanding, but it is an understanding. Maybe not the full. All right, guys, so let's do this. Since we've seen that we can catch off of this Kitech and this drop shot, shaky head. What we're gonna do is we're gonna attempt to set up a shaky head. We'll attempt a shaky, I royally messed that one up. What I wanted to say was, we've shown that we can catch off of this Kitech and this shaky head. So what we are going to do is we are going to put on a drop shot. But I mixed those up all kinds of ways, guys, so my bad. So we are going to put together a little drop shot setup. I think I have the stuff necessary for it. We rarely use it, but we are going to put a drop shot, and we are basically going to drop it down into 30 feet of water and just wiggle it just a little bit, and we'll see what happens. Hey, there's a juvenile eagle right there. Susie, tell Ben that was a juvenile eagle, but he's not impressed by that was a fish. By juvenile eagles, so. Yep, he's just chilling right there. I think I might have missed a fish. So we will put on a drop shot. We'll drop it like it's hot, and then we'll see if we can catch a fish off of that. We haven't caught off a drop shot in a while, so we're just gonna see what's up. What's happening, Alabama Bassin? We are going to see what's up. Let me just fish this point right here real quick. It's currently 9:09. So this lake, I should probably take a visual so I know how low it's getting. That's a fish. How low it's getting. Oh, would you look at this little guy? Get cute. So there was a fish here. If we can call this guy a fish. this is terrible. Let's see what we're looking at here. This might not be as easy to undo as the other one. Maybe. All right, let's get it. Sorry about this, guys, but we're gonna have to do a little bit of, I mean, worst comes to worst, we will give this guy, we will cut this off. Come on, Leatherman. Well, there we go, guys. Nice and easy. Nice and easy. Just a little largemouth. Let's let him go. All right, little vato. Do your thing. All right. Good to go. Second successful on the water situation. We need to get some water. We are in 17 feet of water. We are just fishing this point real quick. I thought I had missed one or two fish here. I hooked into one, but the other one, not so lucky. Man, all the royal festivities, bro. We then forgot about our question at hand. I guess we will leave it be at that, to where everyone will just have to think about it. There's never Rodcast homework, but that's probably about as close to Rodcast homework as we're gonna get, guys. What would you do in that situation? We shall not discuss it any further, but if you would like to take it home and discuss it amongst yourselves and be like, what would I do? Probably gonna get stuck on a branch right there, but we'll try not to. Huh? I'm not sure I understand this question here, Alabama Bassin. What's your take on an above amateur about to go pro on entering an amateur tournament? As long as it's not against the rules, bro. I am for whatever is within the rules. And Fred, that was juvenile bald eagle. We are in 20 feet of water. He's a pro. Well, is he or isn't he? That's my question. Because more or less, I feel like that is not a pro. But then you got to also take into consideration, bro, I've had pro right next to my name. And I know that I lack fishing skills in certain areas. So what does that mean? Just because I had it say pro next to my name for some number of years, well, what does that mean? Because let's say I don't fish on the pro side for like 3 years. Am I a pro? Or am I just a regular dude? That is the question. A semi-pro like Will Ferrell. Are you talking about Talladega Nights, bro? Oh, and I'm talking to Fred when I ask him about Talladega Nights. So, I mean, dude, like, my take on that is he either is a pro or he isn't, but if participation drops because some dude is beating everybody, as long as he ain't cheating, well, it's kind of hard to keep that guy from being able to participate. As long as he ain't cheating. Because if you show up here to Gville, they have these Sunday afternoon derbies. And bro, you will find everything from weekend anglers to, like, I've seen full-blown pros fishing that. But there's no rule that says they can't. It's just anybody can fish. So at that point in time, well, you gotta do your best. All right, so Colin is from the same mindset, but I mean, Colin should be a little concerned if he's agreeing with me. But yes, if the rules allow it, then so be it. I mean, the rules should state, yo, dog, no pros, or whatever the case is. Hey, I like what you did there, Moon. So, a while back, what is that? Red Bull was sued by somebody. I mean, it was a frivolous lawsuit, but somebody, because their claim was that Red Bull gives you wings. So because of that, they now spell wings like wings. You know what I'm saying? So that, hold on a second. I saw 14 feet and then I saw a couple fish on it. So that way, so you are not saying any potential profanity. You threw a lot of I's in there, bro. So it'd be all like, yo, I was on the phone with the insurance and she, and then the T sound, right? So that way you're in the clear. So that was cool, Moon. You learned something from Red Bull. Though I feel like Red Bull should not have needed to do that because, bro, if you believe that Red Bull gives you wings, then you probably have a little bit of hard time functioning in the real world. Because Red Bull, there is no drink in this world, and I can confidently say this, but I might be wrong, but as of this moment, I will confidently say that there is no drink in this world that gives you wings. Now, if somebody is going to prove me wrong, then go right ahead. But I believe that there is no drink on this planet that gives you wings. Let's keep our fingers crossed that freedom will call. But it's not looking likely. This one feels like a little bit better fish. Unless it's a turtle. Nope. It's a little better fish. Holy moly, that fish just went flying into the sky. I don't think you guys saw it because it was behind the camera. But he came up with a little rat-a-tat-tat, splashed me in the face with some water. Okay, so I caught this guy in 14 feet of water. This is where I said, all right, guys, I saw something. Let's throw. This is a spotted bass, and this spotted bass is pulling like a champ. He's probably 2 pounds, but he's moving the kayak all over the place. You know what, guys? What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna keep this spotted bass. I'm gonna put some reins on him. And when I want to move to another area, I'm going to be like, Pasha, hiya, hiya. I don't know what the paya was, but hiya, hiya. And then he's going to take me to the area that I want him to take me to. So I think that's what I'm going to do as soon as I land this guy. because he's got a lot of kick. So this is a little better spotted bass. Now his tail looks like he's got an issue. All right, we're gonna have to do a little surgery here. This surgery shouldn't take too long. Ladies and gentlemen, please look away. Spotted bass have a little bit smaller mouth than largemouth. I'm about done. It's a bad angle. That is what's complicating the matter. Just one little bit left. And there we go. The fish is free, guys. I don't know what's wrong with his tail back here. It's gross. But this is a little better spotted bass. We'll give him some water real quick. Holy moly, this guy does not like me, I guess. We'll weigh this guy. He's not a giant. He's not the biggest fish we've ever caught, nor the smallest. Sadly, not the smallest, but we'll weigh him real quick just to see. Holy moly, this guy is feisty. He's probably gonna jump around on the scale. There he goes, jumping around. All right, he didn't lock in, guys, but he was showing 2 pounds, 6 ounces. 2 pounds, 6 ounces, not a giant, but we will now let him go. Do your thing, homie. Wait. We almost threw Elon in from leaning over too much. Well, now we gotta go give that guy some water, a cruise. We'll let him cruise through. All right. Let's cruise a little bit. Get him some water through his gills. Okay, he's biting down on my hand. It's like I'm taking care of a shark right here. Okay, he should be back. Now swim away, homie. Whenever you feel like it. there he goes. He just needed a little bit of TLC right there, guys. Let's call it that. So that was in 14 feet of water. We are in 13 feet right now. That's another fish. He's a smaller fish. He's a smaller but feistier fish. I think he's smaller. Yeah, definitely smaller. I usually wouldn't, I wouldn't be able to do that on the boat, bro, but on a kayak I can cruise them around a little bit. Let's see what this guy. You good, dog? Okay. Leatherman, we're gonna need you. Leatherman, form of pliers. These guys have small mouths, bro. And that makes it very difficult to aid them in this hook removal. Okay. One last piece. This guy has a barb. This guy might not be, okay, there we go. Now let's do a quick surgery here and this guy will be free to go. All right, little dude. Go do your thing. All right, he swam away. All right, guys. We're in 15 feet of water, and we are seeing a school of fish off to the right. And when I say a school, I will show you guys if I can take a picture of this. Only problem is I can't really show you guys because the camera's up there. Let's try this. How about that? Can you guys see that? Probably not, but that is what I'm saying. But they're probably following these bait fish over here. Oh, they are definitely following those bait fish. I can see a bait fish ball or a bait ball right there. And then like 4 fish times 3 just cruising. Let me have a mic off moment before we get into battle here, and then I'm gonna have to drink some water as well. But I'm gonna have to go out into the open real quick. As not to disturb the locals. I'm gonna have to have a mic off moment, guys. Hold up. All right, guys, we loaded up on some water. We should actually put on our sun covers. Right now, it does not look like there are, or like it's sunny, but that is the trick of the clouds. Sorry about that, guys. You guys are looking at almost nothing. So now, let's take a vote here, guys. Should I put on a drop shot and try and mess with this area over here? Or should I go back to that point that's in front of us and see what's going on over there? I'll leave it up to the homies to decide. Time travel and do both. Okay. I will remember this moment, blind. And if I do come across a time machine, then I will do both. I will harness the powers of the time machine and do both. So blind, I feel like I haven't found a time machine, because then future me, I mean, I got hit by a car, but I think I would remember to come back to this moment. But I don't see myself showing up anywhere. So I mean, in the future, bro, time machines are probably a dime a dozen. So actually, I'm a little sad that future me hasn't shown up, because that tells me that I don't have a time machine. And if I don't have a time machine, then, well, then that's going to limit the amount of shenanigans I can get into. All right, guys, let's set up this drop shot. It's 9:40. We'll fish till it doesn't look like, hey, moderator, can you check if it's going to rain or something? Because I don't think that it's going to rain, or at least not right now. I don't see a cloud in the sky. I see hazy clouds, but not a cloud. Anything that's telling me, oh yeah, bro, we're going to die. So Colin, I usually put my hat on and then I throw my mask over my hat. Like this. See that? But It all depends. I mean, I used to have two masks that I would utilize. I would utilize them by, man, I only got huge drop shot weights. Oh well, a huge drop shot weight it is. I would utilize them like I would put one on top and then one on just like a regular mask so that it wouldn't put like pressure on my eyes or anything like that. Alright guys, this is probably like the second time in the channel's life that you will see us utilize a drop shot. I'm just trying to find the right drop shot hook. I guess this is gonna have to be it. I have a few drop shot hooks here. Oh well, I guess we'll have to go easy on the fish because this is a smaller drop shot hook. Okay. I mean, the fish were bigger over in that area, but we got a little bit of time. In fact, this is the rod that Susie was using because it has the Senko still on it. Would you look at that? So we'll have to cut that Senko off. All right, this is where I will use a Palomar, something knot, in order to try and keep my drop shot hook straight. Blah, 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 blah. I don't say blah, 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 blah. This is a very light wire drop shot hook. I'm gonna put a decent, well, maybe not so much. The leader is not that long, so that's probably, no, okay, here. I thought my freaking weight fell. No, that time it did. I could see it though. Ah, what an idiot. I moved it out of the way, I put it back on the kayak, and it rolled back exactly in the same region, except this time, so I guess not exactly, but this time it went further down. Boss, what an idiot. It was one of those moments where you see everything about to happen, and it still just kind of happens. Okay. Mostly vertical. It's a little off to the side. I could see why, but there's nothing really I could do about that right now. We'll just leave it like that. Anyways, the hook is vertical, or let's say horizontal. All right, let's see if we can get this weight up here without losing. Wash a little, bro. Okay, we got our weight back. Yo, what up, Steve? Just tying on a drop shot. Even though I personally despise drop shots for the amount of tangle and chaos that they cause, we'll try it. All right, let's see what kind of baits we're gonna use. Well, apparently the bail was open, so the drop shot is now at the bottom of the lake, potentially. All right. All right, guys. Now, we can go with something that's a little bit bait-like. Yeah, let's do that. I might even try some of these. All right, let's see. Trying a drop shot. Yep. It's been a while since you ran a drop shot. What channel is it? Susie said you're on TV again. Oh, that's what's up. All right, guys. So I'm going to I got a couple of options here. I think I'm just going to put this guy. This guy is an old classic, bro. A favorite of mine. I don't think you guys can see him, but that right there, I don't think they make it anymore, is a Bass Pro Shop hand-poured. Susie, tell me if they got my good side. Hand-poured drop shot worm. It is a little minnow. I mean, it is killer, bros. I used to use these in the canals over in the desert, bro. These guys look real deal. Let's see if I can get that up to you guys. Can you guys see that guy? That guy is a champion worm right there. Let's go see what we can do, what damage we can do here. But yes, Susie, if you could tell me if they got my good side. Do I have a good side? Nobody knows. I mean, when I got my mask on, I guess all the sides are good because the mask covers up any imperfections, you know? "41 feet, guys." "38 feet. I'm gonna go where I saw these. Like, there's a bunch of bait fish right there. So that's cool. See all that bait fish that just scattered? Okay, we are in 32 feet. This has now dropped all the way to the bottom, I believe. Yes, we're now on the bottom. But we are just going to Yo, peace out, Susie. Again, thanks for all the help. We'll try this for a little bit. We're in 30 feet of water. So the transducer is basically almost directly underneath me. So I can't move my bait and see where it's at on the fish finder. I mean, I guess I can if I just hold the rod differently. I guess if I hold it maybe like this, it's gonna be kind of weird, but I'll see if I can see it. Wish I could see my bait, but I can't. Just gonna give me a little forearm exercise right here. So I'm holding in about 29 feet. $30 feet. So there's either a school of fish down there or just a whole bunch of bait fish. Kind of feel like it could be just a bunch of little ones. So what happened there, Colin? It was weird, bro. When I saw it, I was like, what the heck is that, bro? So that right there is a school of brim. I can see them. I'm stuck on something. Okay, I'm free. How did that happen, Colin? Did a giant step there and just smash the earth, or what exactly happened right there? All right. So rather than let it hang out down there, what I'm gonna do is now throw it to a shallower spot, probably about 16 feet. And then I'm just gonna wiggle it right there and bring it back towards me. It's called a sink line. But again, what caused it? There's that juvenile eagle. Again, I'm not a bird watcher. Dang. I am fish watching though. Tectonic pressure. Usually it bends at the youngest rocks. But it all, I don't know how to describe it, bro. It all seemed like it was, like what would cause that? Now, I guess I didn't put the other picture, the stuff that I had described as what looked like a lightning strike. Maybe that's just an ore deposit of some sort, but I don't think I put it on there. Let me take a look. Yeah, I didn't. So let me post this, Colin, since we're talking about it. I'll post it, and then nobody will know what's going on except for the people in the chat. And now my weight is stuck on the drop shot. Ah, mashallah. Moon knows, bro. Puro Hulk smash. Hulk smash. That right there is good thinking, Moon. You see, when we put all our minds together, then we can figure out what is actually going on in this world. So let me post it real quick, Colin, and then you can go. This was in the area, Colin, so I don't know if this even has anything to do with what was going on there. But I have now posted it, Colin, so you can you can go and check it out and then have a little bit more information to see what is going on there. So that is what I saw there, guys. I don't know how that helps us. That is something we do lack, Colin, is an in-house geologist. We have a lot of in-house specialties, but geologists, I don't think. Because I would have gone straight to the source and been all, or to the potential source of knowledge. And I would have been all like, yo, potential geologist, what the heck am I looking at here? Why is this happening? Yeah, I mean, the worst description of it is it looks like a lightning bolt going through the rock, but it isn't. It just looks, I don't know what it is. It was near that area that had that smash. There were 2 of them around that area. So I just figured, well, whatever the heck that was, probably had something to do with the Hulk smash. I mean, it's not every day that we're just cruising and we're all like, hey, what's that? Like, we see some rocks here, but it's just rocks. Over there, that was that was very weird. Man, this drop shot. No bueno. Let me give it one more shot. We won't give up on it just yet. I'm gonna go right to the edge of these rocks where that drop is the droppiest. I'm gonna try not to get in that tree though. Yeah, I guess I forgot to post that. Well, I said I wanted to not be where the tree is, but potentially I am. Weird. Now I'm free. So it wasn't running water, Colin, because I thought that for a second. I was like, oh, this is probably my eyes playing tricks on me. And it's just like water trickling down the side of the, well, at least if I'm reading your statement correctly, I thought it was potentially water trickling down the edge of it, right? But that was not the case. It was extremely dry yesterday, and I didn't see any signs of water movement. I mean, it could have been coming from inside the rock, but I didn't see anything really making me lean in that direction that there was. Huh. Very interesting. Wow. I'm gonna have to let Ben know that I appreciate those kind words that he said. Play drop shot. I figured I would just drop it down into these bait balls or schools that I'm seeing and hope for the best. But currently, the hope is not amounting to much. There's definitely fish activity here. I don't want to have to revert back to the shaky head, but we might have to. Let's try and keep this guy from tangling up on everything. That's the one drawback of, well, one of the drawbacks of a drop shot is that it has that tag end. Now I seen somewhere that said, hey, use like a hair tie or something, and then it will hold the drop shot weight. You have not missed anything, bro. You have not missed anything, Krill. Sadly, we tied the drop shot on. We threw it a couple times. We did not get any nibbles. We were down below with the fish, or where we thought the fish were. We didn't get any nibbles. Did Creel say he was a geology major? No, I don't keep a lot of hair ties, mainly because I don't have a lot of hair, but I know someone who does have hair that does have hair ties, so I could just borrow one of those, or just go to the store and buy some hair ties. But I mean, I did have one of these rods that did have a hair tie for a while, for that reason. I see where you're headed with that, Colin. That does make sense. He would be the resident rockologist then. Good point. Yeah, bro, assuming that the hair tie was not messed up, she could have it back. I wasn't going to keep it. I was just going to borrow it till I didn't need it anymore. Hair ties can be washed, and all they were going to have on it was lake water, potentially some fish slime, but you never know, bro. Fish slime could be good for your hair. I don't know. Maybe that's $1 million product right there. Fish slime. Next thing you know, the moderator puts a hair tie on, and in the area where the hair tie is, her hair is immaculate. She's like, wow, there's this one strip of hair that just, it's so soft and so beautiful. And I'll be like, hey, that's where you put your hair tie, isn't it? She'll be like, yes. Why would you say that? And I said, well, you know, that hair tie possibly got some fish slime on it, and maybe that's what's going on. Quite possibly. I don't know for a fact. Dude, if my goatee gets to that point, bro, then we have been adrift at freshwater sea for way too long if my goatee has the need to be hair tied. There's just no way. There's just no way. Ah, washallo. Moon's got a better idea. Hold on, Moon. I thought that you had a better idea, but all you're saying is that you need hair ties. Okay, but so initially, dude, I thought that you put on there that I could keep my ear hairs tied up. And I was like, dang, bro. He knows the struggle. Let's get a hair tie for my ear hairs. Who knows? But that's not what Moon said, guys. He said he hates when he doesn't have a hair tie when he needs one. So my bad. Oh, well. All right, guys, we are going to go to that spot that we were at. That point right there. It is getting closer to 11-ish. We are going to go out in the sun. We're going to brave the sun. And we are going to attempt to stay in about 20 feet of water. Now right there, I see in 16 feet of water on that drop. Let's hit the brakes. Washallo, he hit the brakes like he's freaking drifting. I want to see if I can hold in this spot right here. It seems like if I can get to that drop, there's a fish or two holding on that drop. So I got to get to the drop first. Then I got to entice them to bite. Well, that's why I would ask her for the hair ties, dog. And I'm sure that she would keep an inventory of them and be like, okay, I gave this guy 2 hair ties. There should only be 2 hair ties on the boat. And then she would keep the records. She'd be like, why are there 3 hair ties on the boat? I don't know what you're talking about. This is 1 hair tie, 2 hair ties, and they have the barcode. This hair tie does not have the barcode. And I'd be like, oh no, that's Moon's hair tie. Yeah, Moon came all the way down from Illinois or wherever to fish Guntersville. And he left his hair tie in Hobie Juan. How? I don't know. He brought his kayak after he fixed his car from the damage from the deer. Yeah, and he just came on down. It was a surprise visit. He wanted to surprise the Rodcast. He surprised me. I was a little concerned. So yeah, again, it would just be Moon's fault. So we would just go with it. There's a little bit of a breeze starting to kick in here. This is probably uh-oh, guys. We've started Colin. Colin is now on a mission to figure out what Hulk smashed that area. All right, let's go to the area that we were expecting to go to. Colin is going to solve the Hulk smash. The Hulk smash mystery. Okay, so our biggest fish came off of this point over here. We are going to go back to this point. We are going to stay in about 20-some feet of water. As again, we saw them in about 30 feet of water. 14 feet of water. So, one possibility is, like if I was in a boat, I would be throwing a jerkbait right here. And, 5-foot diving, whatever. And have a shot at catching these guys with a faster moving bait. But as I am in a kayak, it becomes slightly annoying trying to position myself and fish a jerkbait. At around 11-ish, we will Steve. The reason for the hair tie was to, since I put my hook on that hook keeper on the rod, the weight is like just dangling around everywhere. And that gets tangled up with other rods and blah, blah, blah. That was the reason for the hair tie. The hair tie would hold the line of the drop shot, the weight portion of it. That's why we needed it. We're going to get ourselves a drink of water. We haven't moved very far, but best to stay hydrated. Oh, well. I appreciate you letting us know that, Unlimited. That is borderline too much of a share, but, you know, we don't want you to feel uncomfortable. We're going to work our way back to the ramp. I don't know if you guys saw me the last time that I was here when the mic went out, because apparently when the mic goes out, you guys also go out. But I did catch a fish over there by the ramp. It was for Hammy. R.I.P. Hammy! Dang, bro. I forgot that worst part of... You just reminded me. Worst part of Freedom still having the boat is that they still got Unlimited. Unlimited is trapped. He's trapped over there at Freedom Marine because I forgot to get him out of the boat. Ah, I forgot to get him out of the boat. So my dudes, Unlimited is trapped at Freedom. He's being held hostage. Whatever that means, that means. They've got one of ours. All right, we are staying, I mean, this used to be 16 feet, but now I'm a little bit too close. I'm in 14 feet. This water is particularly clear, so I believe that these fools just kind of, if they're not pushing bait up, they have the ability to go deeper and still be looking at the bait as it cruises. But since I can't cast as far on the kayak, dude, if people didn't already think that I was weird now, well, they see me cruising with a with an unlimited in a backpack, because I would contort you to where most of your body would be inside the backpack. Then they'd be all like, what the heck? Why is this dude cruising around with a skeleton? And then I'd say, well, some people have skeletons in their closet. I have skeletons in my backpack. One in particular. His name is Unlimited. Oh, now Steve wants me to mutilate Unlimited. Dang, imagine Unlimited's skull right there, bro, and then his hands hanging out right here on the side of Hobie Juan. That would be disturbing at a minimum, but... Oh, bros. They got the belt. Freedom has the belt right now. Uh-oh. Let's keep that between us, guys. But currently, Freedom has the belt. But yes, guys, that would be a little disturbing. I just don't want to mutilate Unlimited, because then how am I going to get him to go back to normal? You know what I'm saying? Like when he's back on the boat, once I rip his head off and I put him on the kayak and then we're going down the lake, it's going to be harder for his head to stay on. So I don't want to. Now, if his head flies off, okay, then fair game. Now I take Unlimited and I start piecing him together on different platforms. But if his head doesn't fly off, like let's say a tackle tap. Oh, that's a good idea. Sorry guys, I got distracted because I had a good idea. But yeah, dudes. So that type of stuff. If he's already broken, then we will make do. But we don't want to break him and then have to deal with putting him back together in other situations. Dead rabbits out there. I think that was a fish and I didn't do anything about it. Puro son of a fish. I think that was a fish and I didn't do anything about it. I forgot. Colin said nice fish twice to something. I forgot whose fish it was. But he really liked it, guys. We are in 20 feet of water. I'm going to get a little closer to the bank. There's a lay down right there. That I am going to get hung up in. So, cool. Get hung up in the lay down so that I got to go and blow up the lay down. It's not a problem, not a problem. Now I'm stuck on the other side of the laydown. How nice. All right, lay down. You will keep your fish secrets this time, buddy. Alabama bassin, I have not seen it, so I don't know what it is. I will see what I do with that news broadcast, because it's not my broadcast, so I will have to see if, you know, make sure I don't get in trouble for copyright infringement or anything like that. Unlimited knows. He knows puro apple pie. That's what he says, but I think he just likes apple pie, bro. And he looks for every opportunity to talk about apple pie in a conversation. It's like, oh, yep, apple pie. I'm like, Unlimited, we were talking about football. Yeah, apple pie, dog. And I'm like, all right, well, okay, puro apple pie right here. All right. We are in 8 feet of water. We are headed towards the ramp, guys. There's an 80% chance that I will catch another fish on the way to the ramp, or even at the ramp. But we will see what happens. I've had better odds and still had an unfavorable outcome. So fair use. Reaction video to it, huh? Now Colin is thinking. I mean, he was thinking about the rocks also. But he utilized some of his gray matter to also think about that. But here's the thing, Colin, with that. Yes, Dead Rabbit, it is only 11-ish. It is on the let's say younger side of 11-ish. But I gotta get home and do some adulting preparation for life. You know, life. The thing that happens when I'm not on the water, whatever that is. So, Colin, the only problem with the fair use is that I'm kind of mellow, you know what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna all of a sudden I'm not gonna all of a sudden see the video and then just be all like, oh. You see what I'm saying, dog? So that reaction video is going to be all like, oh, well, that was That was pretty cool, guys. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh man, that was some heartfelt words right there, and I really appreciate them. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be something like that, not like I'm just gonna be throwing stuff around in the tackle tavern and be like, oh, did you see that? Oh. That's why the reaction video will be kind of like, what the heck is this guy reacting to? Did he even have a reaction? I mean, internally, I may be going, oh, but on the outside, I'm just going to kind of be level-headed. Puro apple pie. Right, Unlimited. Ah. So that's where we got to find the balance, dog. We got to see, does anybody care about the non-reaction video? Because understand, bro, I'm all like, I'm hyped, right? I'm like, did you hear that? That's cool. But it's a measured hype. I'm like, oh, no. But like on camera, I gotta be like, okay, so a mild reaction is still a reaction. Okay. I'll see when I get to the chante, for those of you who are not bilingual, when I get to the house, how my adulting goes. And then I will go from there and then say, okay, we now have some time for, what was that? For the reaction video. But you see, I might have to wait. To see it then, because then it's got to be like a live reaction. You know what I'm saying? Not like because we don't do anything fake here on the Rodcast. I'd have to get there and be like, all right, guys, let's see what's up. Let's see what this video is. And it would be like, oh. But like I can't watch it myself until it's the live reaction, so that you get the live one, not the composed. Because who knows, bro, I might lose my shad right there and I'll be like, that's what's up. Who knows? Yo, Tyler, we caught some. Oh, no, Colin. Yeah, no, we're good, dog. I mean, your suggestion was a good suggestion. But we'll just have to see what we do with it. Tyler, we caught some. Biggest one that we caught here was like 2 and change. It was 2 pounds, 6 ounces. So, not a lot of fish, but not a lot of size either. We were trying to hide from some storms, but I don't see these storms that were supposed to show up. I was actually going to go to Guntersville, but then I was like, it's going to be windy over there. And then Tater tells me, bro, there ain't no wind here. And I'm like, what the heck? said there was going to be some wind. And I also said that there was about 80% chance that I would catch a fish going down that bank right there. So I guess anybody could be wrong. Currently we are fishing Lake Koma. Lake Koma. Hi, my name's Bassassin and I'm fishing Lake Koma. Lake Koma. Lake Koma. And I'm stuck in this rock. What's going on here? Okay, so technically I'm correct with my 80% prediction because I caught this rock. Let's see if I can get out of this rock. I'm not trying to break my rod tip. What in the heck is this guy stuck in? I don't want to do too much more of the rod tip situation because I'm not trying to mess my rod tip up. All right, that guy's gonna have to rust in peace potentially because he is somewhere that my rod tip can't get to and dislodge him. Yep. He's gonna rust in peace, guys. Ay, pobrecito. Is that how we're gonna end this Rodcast, with a rust in peace situation? Let's find out. Maybe we'll get 2 rust in peace. I am now throwing the Kitech swim bait. So we had a chatterbait. It might even be in the boat. No, I left it at my house. We have Don's chatterbait always on the ready, but I didn't even bring it over here, bro, because I just don't feel like it's just gonna catch the fish that we're expecting to catch. But maybe I'm wrong. All right, there's a gentleman who's gonna launch his boat. Trailer up his boat. So I'm gonna wait so I don't get in his way. There's a transom saver right there in the water. Apparently somebody lost it. So we were using a shaky head jig. Oh, well, we got one. 80%. 80%, guys. Puro 80%. You son of a fish. With that flap right there, he ruined my Kitech. He was nice and hung up real tied up, and then he ruined my Kitech. There he is, guys. 80%. Boom, 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 boom. Dang it, that Kitech was holding on like a champ. Now we gotta go through our Kitechs. It looks like we have potentially 3 left in this bag, or box, I should say. Whatever packaging they come with. How you doing? Put 80%, but they're little, guys. Ah. What's the thing in the water? I believe you mean those. I think those are like intakes or whatever, dam type stuff. Or do you mean fish, Moon? Because there's fish in the water, dog. We are in 5 feet of water. We're working this little bit of riprap with a Kitech. We got a 3/16 ounce Kitech on. Jig head with a Kitech impact swimmer. I think it's a 3.5, something along those lines. So I can't tell you what it is, Moon, because it says don't come over here. It says authorized personnel only, and I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I have never really been authorized personnel. So that kind of excludes me as somebody who could go over there and check it out, poke around a little bit. Definitely not authorized personnel. I mean, dude, I'm barely authorized personnel in my house. There's sections of my house that I'm not. I am not authorized personnel. It's like, yo, what are you doing in here? I don't know. I got lost. Well, go get unlost. Okay, see you later. And then I try and find my way back to the authorized areas. So, I don't know, Colin, because I don't see why they would have a fence on top of it and some what do you call it? They got a fence and some solar power stuff, solar panels right there. I think I missed one. I got some solar panels there that are just, if that was an intake, then the solar panels would get wet, or it looks like they would. So, I don't know. Not an expert, so I will just not be authorized personnel. And on top of that, like in that fenced off area, it has like water line kind of what are they called? Like a faucet where they can, I don't know, it's like you can open or close. I don't know why I can't think of the term, but it's like you can open or close something there. I don't want to say valve, but there's like 4, maybe 3 valves that can be opened up there. So I don't think that that is what it is. I mean, I don't... I don't know what those... Well, that was another one right there, but he opened his mouth and got away. He was little. Oh, that should have probably been another one. Yeah, I don't know. Ah, that was another one. He bit my tail off. Yeah, so I'm not sure what those things open or close. Because it's basically really huge. I cannot for the life of me figure out. When I go turn on the hose outside, whatever that thing is called, that's what it is, what I'm seeing, but really huge ones. I cannot, for the life of me, remember words in English. I'm starting to get like potential Spanish words involved that have nothing to do with this. Because it looks like whatever those things turning, I mean, it's like a faucet. You open the valve, the drain, whatever you want to call it. Dead Rabbit finds humor in valve being used there, but anyways. Okay, that is the worst Kitech setup I have ever had, but it will work nonetheless. A spigot. All right. Tyler is letting me know about, I think, a jig. I'm not exactly sure. I'm over here trying to figure out what this thing is. I mean, I'm not really trying to figure it out. It just says, stay out of here. So I will listen. A spigot. This is different than Don's chatterbait. If it is different than Don's chatterbait, then we more than likely will not throw it, as Don's chatterbait is the choice of the Rodcast. Tuned specifically for big fish. That is not a claim that Don makes, but I just made it for him. Uh-oh, I see a dark cloud. This guy has not gotten off the ramp. Canadian Tire? What the heck? What are we doing there? How did we just go into Canada? What are we doing in Canada? Oh, you little turd. You little bass turd. That was not a curse word, guys. It was a bass turd. Like a little bass defecation. That's all he was. What? Ah. Dude, those gotta be little fish. Because I don't think I'm hitting rock. I think it's just little fish trying to nibble me. Nibble me timbers. The kayak is going 100 miles an hour down this riprap. The wind is pushing the kayak. But at least we're going in a straight line, so that's good. A little turd. Oh, it was a little turd. Wait. Stay chill. Stay calm. Let's see what we got here, guys. This little turd right here. Could he be? Could he be? Let's find out. I don't think he's gonna be, but let's find out. Look at this guy. Did we just wait here long enough to catch the smallest fish on the channel? It must be less than 3 ounces. Uh-oh. Oh, dear God. Oh, dear God.